we were basically discussing the market, and personally speaking, I don't know if we're going down or if we're going up. We're in this sort of middle place right now, and I think in some cases I see a lot of places where collectors and hand scalpers are, literally clearing shelves. I just saw a collector the other day on TikTok spend about $700 to $800 at Walmart, filling up as much Pokemon product as possible. And I don't know, I was kind of disgusted in the sense of the fact that it's like, even though there was still Pokemon product left behind, he's really endorsing that sort of behavior. So all it takes is just a couple of more people to clear out the rest of the shelves, and boom, it's gone. We're back to where we're at. Stop roasting me on my camera, Yizzy. It's not cool. It's borderline cyberbullying. I do
look,
not know.
We got one extra like just because I did that, and it helps us out. So.
Hey, the thing is that the people who are listening on Spotify, they don't know what's going on.
Oh, that means they should follow us on Poke Tea Time YouTube. Boom.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, like we're starting to see this sort of point where that's happening. But in other instances, I'm starting to see a lot of scalpers take to Facebook where they're saying like, "Hey, I got a bunch of Shining Fates ETBs, and I'll sell it to you guys for at market price. All you gotta do is pay for shipping and then $10 my time." And it's like they basically made scalping sound beautiful or pretty. Like they just hid it underneath the guise of like their time and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, just say you're scalping.
Oh,
and so
$10 I don't have to go to Walmart, and all I gotta do is pay them $10.
Yeah,
easy.
I was like, wow,
wow, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, who's gonna fall for this? And so I just want to know what your takes are. Like, Sins, what are you seeing as far as scalpers like in your area? I know, like where you're from, getting Pokemon product is super duper difficult with what's going on in New Jersey. I know that's very, very difficult.
Yeah, I don't even try at this point. I literally don't. It's just become so chaotic, and to the point where it's like you can like feel the tension even if you see it. So I'm just like, I don't even try. But I have seen scalpers, like literally went to Walmart the other day because I had to grab something, and I literally saw like a group of guys just being so sketch. And just kind of like, waiting around and kind of like talking like, oh, she's not coming, like talking about the vendors. And it's like, wow, this is what we've come to. So I don't even try anymore. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to go. And yeah, it's not worth it. I've literally seen people like almost start fights. So I'm like, no.
Right.
Have you seen that video
like,
resurfacing like on TikTok and Reels of this guy at Walmart like running to get some products, and then he see people start pushing each other? He's like, nope, not getting in on that for Pokemon cards. Have you seen that video? Anyone?
No, I don't think
I think I have. I've seen. There's been so many different kinds of videos. It's not even funny.
Yeah, of people like
I kid you not.
Other.
There's so many different instances. Yeah, there's so many different instances.
Do you know what I'm thinking of? What if? Well, Target took them off, but what if there's so many? You say scalpers, right? They take a product. They're probably hoarding a lot of these stuffs. No.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're trying to get rid of it. What if Pokemon?
Where do they keep all this stuff?
They can't hold on to it. But I mean, not a lot of them can. But what if they increase the prices of scalper like Walmart does? Because they are the biggest, not culprit, but they're the biggest suppliers of these scalpers. Is Walmart and Target.
True.
So what if they just meet?
So you're saying what if they raise the prices on their actual product?
Yeah, then scalpers are screwed.
I think Target is planning on doing something like
that.
It
makes it even more difficult then. Like at that point, the stores themselves will be making more money in terms of their margins. None of that money would be going back to the Pokemon company. I don't think Pokemon would be okay with that.
Yeah, but no. Pokemon has to be okay. Pokemon, I mean, the LGS local game stores are doing that anyway. What's the problem?
Because they're not supposed to. Well, part of them, well, either they're not supposed to, or it's because of the fact that a lot of their distributors themselves are raising prices, so they can't essentially, they like once they get it from their distributors, stores themselves, they have to raise their prices. So either the stores are being shafted, or the local game shops are basically selling at scalper prices and taking advantage of the situation. It's one or the other. So there's no good local game shops and there's no bad game shops. There's just multiple game shops doing
No,
what they
I'm
can.
seeing. I get it, but I'm looking in the context of these scalpers are selling it for 125 online, and that's what people are paying it for. That is the market value. But they're making this profit from Walmart because they're able to get it under market. So what if Walmart, Target sells it at this market price?
I don't think it would help because at the end of the day, the demand is still going to be there. Demand for Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's not worth it for these scalpers to buy a Shining Fates ETB and sell it, buy it at 55 or buy it at $100 and sell it for 110. It's not worth their time at that point. So
yeah,
they
but
would
then
slowly
at
die
that
out.
point, like, what if a kid?
Euthanization of the scalper breed. That's what we should call the title.
Right. I get that. I get that. But like, my thing is this: like, in the off chance you have just a normal collector or a kid showing up at a retail location, being able to want to buy a Pokemon product. In that case scenario, if they see $100 because the retailer themselves have raised prices, that's not healthy at all. You know, I don't think that's gonna help.
I mean, why don't they just go to? They can go to a local game shop, card store.
I mean, you just said it yourself.
They end up having to raise their prices too, though. Like
they would have to do the same.
So
well,
like,
no, because they go straight to distributor. I'm talking about just Walmart. I'm not talking about the distribution price. I'm talking about Walmart.
Wouldn't scalpers just go to local game shops as well then?
Yeah, but they don't want
to.
The profit margin is killed by then. There's no profit margin in it. Why would they buy market to sell even higher at market? If they buy at $100, okay, I'm a scalper. I buy at $100. I'm gonna resell at $130, but I can go to a local game shop and just get it for $100.
Honestly,
there becomes a threshold where it's like people are just gonna be like, no, never mind. It's not worth buying that, and then scalpers are gonna hold on to the product. I don't know. This is an idea. Who knows? I may be wrong. I kind of don't think so. Basic trend. I just think there's a threshold. You know, nobody's ever gonna pay $200 or $300 for ETB, a modern.
I also
ETB.
don't think. So Cyn said, "Are we frozen on Skype?" So while I'm gonna answer that, check the Skype on see if we're frozen on that. But I just don't think.
No, we're not frozen.
Okay. I just don't think it's such a quick and easy fix like that, right? Like, yes, but no. I don't think that's what it would take to basically kill off scalpers. I think at the end of the day, if there's still demand behind Pokemon, which there will be, there will be scalpers, right? If there's very few instances and very few cases where Pokemon product is still very much limited to the overall collector's market, then scalpers will always exist and take advantage of that situation, regardless of the prices.
Yes, but
the field of entry, will be more difficult for let's say the starting scalper to get into, or someone who doesn't have enough capital to get into. But when you have guys like, I just saw a guy on TikTok literally go to Walmart and spend $800 there. Like, that's not going to stop him. Like, people who have money, it's not going to stop them.
It's not going to stop him, but at the same time, I've been to this past month. I've been to probably five, 6 local card shops just because, you know, we push the issue of like going to your local card shop. So I've been doing it more. I practice what I preach. And they're always stocked with Shining Fates or whatever it may be, Evolution. They all have it. Scalpers aren't going there to clean those up because that is the market price that they have to sell it at. But they're getting their products so marked down from Walmart that it's a viable market for them to resell. So if you cut that off with the information that I've gotten from these stores, they're not being scalped. So if Walmart implements that same type of sales or price markup, I don't know. It just makes sense in my mind.
I don't know. I think once you change that baseline of MSRP, things will still go up from there. It makes things worse, I think. And I mean, like, what Crane guy said, Target and Walmart makes more money moving more product.
They do, but I'm not saying this is a viable thing. But if they did, what it would look like? That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I personally speaking, I think if they did increase prices, that would be a new established MSRP, and think prices would go up. What do you think, Cyn?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think scalping's ever gonna stop.
Yeah. Do you
feel
think like
so? If Walmart raises that price, what do you think? Do you think they'll still what push the threshold?
I think there would still be some people that would probably still just say, like, screw it and buy everything.
That's what I
So,
think.
and still try to push that narrative, I guess.
I know sports.
Hopefully it would change it. Like, hopefully over time, like, just raising that base price would change it, because it would just kind of show who's really, like, committed about it and kind of more in it for the love of it as opposed to just, the profit of it.
I see a lot of instances in the sports cards side of the hobby where time and time again, Panini, all these places, they've gone out of their way to try and increase prices across the board, because like for a while now, like back in 2019, a lot of these sports hobby boxes, stuff like that, a lot of these packs and stuff, they're actually a lot cheaper in comparison than Pokemon product. Like Pokemon cards are expensive in comparison to sports cards. Like based on MSRP, like they're very much more expensive. So like if Pokemon goes, if this goes down that route where things start getting more and more expensive, then I think at that point, that accessibility for the average collector, that accessibility for kids no longer exists. Like I don't know that many people who are going to want to spend like I don't know that many kids who are going to want to spend $100 on an ETB, because that's what Walmart has it listed for, and that's the only place you can get it at, because Target no longer sells Pokemon cards currently. I just don't think that's...
So you said it yourself with that statement right there. You said, I don't think anybody is going to pay that price for a pack. So
yes,
if you push that
in
threshold...
in terms of average collectors.
Yeah, but if these scalpers buy these products and they can't sell it because the average collector isn't willing to spend...
If they're catering towards... They will. They should be able to.
I just think there's a threshold. I just think there's a threshold where, like, too much is too much, Yeah, $100. Okay, yeah, $150. Yeah. You say $250? Okay, now the average salary of someone in the United States is not going to be able to afford that. So the demand is just
what I'm getting to...
I got no demand for that.
No, yes. But what I'm getting to is, like, yes, that would happen, but this is what I'm getting at, right? If they keep increasing their prices, they not only they flush out the average collector, right? Like if retailers increase their prices, it would flush out the average collector. It would flush out the ability for kids to be able to get products. The thing is that at that point, these scalpers, they would only be able to cater to what? They would only be able to cater to those who have a decent amount of money. Mm-hmm. People who have money, they don't have no problem spending this. That's why prices keep going up as far as modern goes.
They have no problem.
That's what's
gonna
happen.
It, but they'll have a problem selling it.
Like, let's say, I mean, like, look at what happened to Shining Fates itself. Like, look at what happened to Hidden Fates itself. Yeah. These Charizard cards, they're still like, people are more than happy to spend $100 on an ETB if it means that they're gonna get $1,000 on a product. Like, people who have the money will be able to spend that type of money. The reason why we have scalpers is because of the fact that we have collectors who do have money, who don't want to wait, who are more than happy to spend those prices. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Kids are not paying these higher prices, and parents can't justify it either. Absolutely. It's more so people who don't have any of these sort of priorities, who have a lot of money to work with, and who are doing these sort of things to be able to get it. That's just my take.
I don't know. Yeah, you can go back and forth on that. I'm only doing this based off of like a proven market of LGS, and you can say, these people aren't going to LGSs, but they still have products. So I think it just goes both ways. I mean, you make a solid point. It's just I'm just thinking outside the box.